there was this guy named John, and he went to a family dinner, and his brother was like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "Yo, you know the most powerful tornadoes on the Fujita scale?" And he was like, "Yeah." So John was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna build a car." And his brother was like, "But, but what does that have to do with the tornadoes?" And John was like, "Well, F5, that's the name of the most powerful tornadoes." And his brother was like, "Yeah." And John was like, "Well, I'm gonna name the car F5. Duh." And then the day after, he went back to the factory and he was like, "Yo, guys." And the guys were like, "Yo, guy." So it was like, "Yo, for the car, I want it to pass through air like it's nothing, you know?" So they were like, "Yo, you mean aerodynamic?" Yeah, I knew that word. Yeah, I, I, I knew how to say it. So they were like, okay. And after that, they were like, "Yo, is the CD of 0.33 okay for you?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, it, it's perfect." So they were like, "Yeah, perfect." And after that, they were like, "Yo, for the interior, what do you want?" And he said, "Carbon fiber." And they were like, "Oh, okay. Anything else?" And he was like, "More carbon fiber." Then he went to a party and he was like, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna make a car and it's gonna have 1,600 horsepower and 1,300 pound-feet of torque." And everyone was like, "No way." And he was like, "Yes way." So the day after, he went back to the factory and he was like, "Yo, guys, I made a mistake. I know we were supposed to do a 4-cylinder engine with 200 horsepower, but I kind of said to my friend that I would do a car with 1,600 horsepower and 1,300 pound-feet of torque." And they were like, "Yo, why did you do that?" Well, someone gave me a powder, and they were like, "Oh." And he was like, "Yeah." So the next day he came back and he was like, "Yo, guys." And they were like, "Yo, we're gonna do a twin turbo 7.4 liter V8 engine." And he was like, "A twin turbo 7.4 liter V8 engine?" And they were like, "Yep." So he was like, "But, like, that's a lot of power, no?" And they were like, "Yep." And he was like, "Yo, what would be the top speed?" "More than 300 miles per hour." And he was like, "Yo, what the heck?" And they were like, F1 cars? And he was like, "Yeah. Well, it's gonna go quicker to 300 kilometers per hour than an F1 car." And he was like, "Yo." So he was like, "Yo, did you guys take that special powder that my friend gave me?" And they were like, "No." And he was like, "Okay. Well, hey, by the way, if it's quicker than an F1 car to 300 kilometers per hour, does this mean that it's faster than the Chiron and the Agera RS for the 0 to 400 to 0?" And they were like, "No, we did not take that special powder." And he was like, "Yo, that's not even the question I asked." And they were like, "Oh." Hey guys, if you've made it this far in the video, I guess you'll like it a little bit, at least. But yeah, if you like it, can you please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an upload? And it supports the channel, so it's like kill two stones with one bird, you know? So let's get on with the video. Bye. And so he went to the factory and he was like, "Yo, guys, how you doing?" And they were like, "Good." And he cut them off and he was like, "Yo, do you guys watch Netflix?" And they were like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "Yo, because I've just got a VPN from ExpressVPN, and it's like I have like 6 different Netflix accounts because it gives you a lot more for your money, you know? Because normal Netflix, you have maybe 200 movies and TV shows, but with a VPN, you get like, I don't know, 3,000 because it's Netflix from all around the world, you know? And because I bought it with their link in the description, I even supported the channel that I fully like and the channel that is so cool. Back to the video. So at a meeting, he was like, yo, guys. And they were like, yo, guy. And he was like, yo, how do we kill people, but without them noticing that we actually kill people? Like, not being suspicious at all. And one guy was just like, yo, last night I was actually thinking about this. And people were like, yo, what the heck? And he was like, I thought about it, but let's just put the horsepower up 200 horsepower, Like we said it would be 1,600, but now it could be 1,817 horsepower. And we put a manual transmission in it, like optional, but still, it kills people, right? Guys? Guys? Why did everyone leave? And that's how they built a new factory to get away from this guy. So at a meeting at the new factory, John was like, hey guys. And the guys were like, hey guy. And he said, yo, that guy was weird, he was thinking about killing people and all. But seriously, how would we kill people? And one guy was just like, yo, I've actually thought about this. And what if the car weighs only 1,340 kilograms? And another guy was like, yo, that's less than 2 pounds for each horsepower, man. That's crazy. And he was like, yep. And John was like, yeah, let's do what he just said. Yeah, let's do it. And the guy was like, hey, by the way, just so that people feel secure about the car, let's put normal tires on for the top speed record. And John was like, great idea, dude. So like 1 week later, they were like, yo. And they were like, yo. And John was like, yo. And John was also like, yo, guys, so we know how we're going to kill our customers, but like, what would be the price for them to be killed by us? And one guy was just like, 1.6 million. And John was like, yo, okay. And the guy was like, and we're going to do 24 of them. And John was like, yo, that's so great. But I think we should deliver them early 2019-ish, But the engineers were like, huh? And John was also like, yo, I want to choose the people that will buy our car. And the other guy was just like, oh, like Enzo Ferrari, like what he did. And John was like, no, like me. Enzo Ferrari is nothing compared to me. And the other guy was like, yeah, sure, dude.